Well, I don't know why he would have done that, but it's Dad. I'm sure he has some reason, you know.
A reason?
Yeah.
A reason to choose Auntie Peace over his own daughter. Oh my God! Why?
4?
3 weeks.
That's a long time. I'm really going to miss you.
I'll miss you too, honey. I really wish I didn't have to go now. I know you need me here.
It's okay. I'll be fine. Let me take you to the airport. Mom? Sorry, I need to go to the airport. I need to take Ejiro to the airport. She has a job in Abuja.
That's okay, son.
Please take care of yourself. And kindly keep an eye on Nikki if you can.
I'll do so.
I love you, Mom.
Love you, son.
Yeah.
Help make nights rest-filled by keeping baby's bum dry all night with Huggies Dry Comfort. With our stretchy waistband and super absorbent core, Huggies Dry Comfort provides all-night dryness and comfort to make nighttime rest-filled for baby and you. Huggies, for all-night dryness and comfort. This is my time.
You are not going to spoil it.
This time is precious. Don't let mosquitoes spoil the fun. Relax and enjoy the moments that matter. Use Baygon fast-acting insect-killing protection for your home. Baygon, take back your home. SC Johnson, a family company. Help make nights rest-filled by keeping baby's bum dry all night with Huggies Dry Comfort. With our stretchy waistband and super absorbent core, Huggies Dry Comfort provides all-night dryness and comfort to make nighttime rest-filled for baby and you. Huggies, for all-night dryness and comfort.
Tough on stains with longer-lasting freshness. New Omo Extra Fresh with longer-lasting freshness.
Help make nights rest-filled by keeping baby's bum dry all night with Huggies Dry Comfort. With our stretchy waistband and super absorbent core, Huggies Dry Comfort provides all-night dryness and comfort to make nighttime rest-filled for baby and you. Huggies, for all-night dryness and comfort.
Tough on stains with longer-lasting freshness. New Omo Extra Fresh with longer-lasting freshness.
Help make nights rest-filled by keeping baby's bum dry all night with Huggies Dry Comfort. With our stretchy waistband and super absorbent core, Huggies Dry Comfort provides all-night dryness and comfort to make nighttime rest-filled for baby and you. Huggies, for all-night dryness and comfort.
I have some good news for you ladies.
Thank God. Because she knew it wasn't me dragging her out of the house. She's been having a hard time.
Oh, I can imagine. But I hope with this my news, your spirit will be lifted a little.
Okay. Fingers crossed. Okay, so what is it?
Da Vinci Records wants to sign you ladies.
Shut up. It's a joke.
I am not joking. Wow. In fact, they called in yesterday and they want to sign you up like yesterday. Oh my God.
Da Vinci Records, that's a big deal, you know.
I know, right? Wow. And in fact, it is a very big deal. And your ticket to the world.
Oh my God, this is awesome. It's almost too good to be true.
I know, right? I know.
Speaking of too good to be true, they do realize we're gospel act, right?
Mm.
And we're not going to do secular musical.
Not to worry, okay? I spoke to them about it. And they have agreed on all terms. That implies that you don't have to compromise your Christian values.
Then we're good, I guess.
Right.
Hello, Oasis fan. You too can be part of the show and win amazing prizes. Head on to our Instagram page at Oasis TV Series NG and answer the questions showing on the screen. To qualify, you must follow Oasis TV Series on all social media platforms. Winners will be announced here every week.
Isa too like football on Top Go TV. So te him forget say him be best man for him party wedding. Amaka disappoint her bobo all because of football. Kola and him family supposed come out, but then gas change plans because for this new football season, Go TV get correct football action will make sense. Get Go TV decoder wey come with 1 month Go TV Max subscription for only 9,500 naira. Go TV, live it, love it.
Informative, interactive, educative, and exciting. It's Amoy Unplugged, an interactive program that features policymakers, game changers, and chief executives.
We need to replace a lot of equipment. We need to align the sector so as to get the flow of supply.
Join me on NTA International as we explore different sectors of the economy. I am Chioma Ikejani. It's Amoy Unplugged, exploring diversity.
President Buhari said Nigeria, like other countries, has a wide array of rich and valuable national heritage, including impressive network of wetlands, wildlife, and forest resources. But regrettably, most of the indigenous flora and fauna are becoming endangered and facing extinction.
To reverse this situation, we have developed the National Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan as an enabler for integrating biodiversity considerations into sectoral and cross-sectoral plans and programs at all levels of the government. We are reviewing our biodiversity-related laws and developing shelter belts across 11 states in the country. In addressing biodiversity loss, we are implementing the hydrocarbon pollution remediation program in Ogoni land. The ongoing cleanup is another landmark in the ecosystem restoration initiative of our administration. It is aimed at improving livelihood of communities in the South-South region of the country.
The president said a new national forest policy has since been approved by his administration towards ensuring continuous socio-economic development that will provide optimal benefits to the people and government in a sustainably managed environment.
Beyond this, we are considering the development of a national mangrove restoration project to deliver qualitative livelihood benefits to the Niger Delta region. The government is equally incorporating biodiversity into tourism sector through a national program targeted at combating illegal wildlife trade and trafficking in 2 pilot protected area sites, Lemne Gashaka Gumti National Park and the Yankari Games Reserve.
Nigeria, President Buhari also said, is spearheading sub-regional biodiversity action, leveraging on the strategic action plan of the Lake Chad Basin to mitigate insecurity, provide jobs, boost agricultural output, food security, and poverty reduction.
Let me reiterate the call for a dedicated international engagement in support of sub-regional efforts to raise the 50 billion United States dollars required to actualize the recharging of the Lake Chad. The government of Nigeria will continue to explore the intrinsic values of biological diversity.
President Muhammadu Buhari enjoined advanced economies to support Nigeria and other developing nations with capacity building, technology transfer, as well as technical assistance as plausible steps towards driving the biodiversity agenda. In Abuja, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Federal Executive Council has approved 13.08 trillion naira budget proposal for the 2021 fiscal year. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, announced this while briefing newsmen after the meeting of the council presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo again reports.
The Federal Executive Council meeting, which lasted about 4 hours, considered and approved the general principles of the 2021 Appropriations Bill, soon to be presented to the National Assembly by President Muhammadu Buhari.
18 to today, and we expect that trajectory to continue as we implement the Strategic Revenue and Growth Initiative.
Finance Minister Zainab Ahmed also informed the Council of the slight changes that need to be made on the medium-term expenditure framework 2021 to 2023 already sent to the National Assembly. Specifically, she explained that the exchange rate is to be changed from 360 to 379 naira to $1 to reflect the present economic reality. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
The importance of saving for rainy days resonated on the floor of the Senate as the legislators commenced the amendment of Allocation of Revenue Act 2004. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo reports that the bill, which passed second reading, seeks to improve Nigeria's national savings.
The submission of the report of the 2021 to 2023 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper by the Senate Committee on Finance preceded the consideration of bills. Prominent among the bills was the Revenue Allocation Amendment Bill, which seeks to include the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority as a first-line charge beneficiary of monthly allocation from the Federation accounts.
It's never too late to start, and us Igbos, so that whenever you wake up, it's your money.
Because in the next maybe 3, 4, 5 years, that savings will come handy. This is not just saving. The money is not just for saving. The money is meant also for investment.
We have serious shortages of revenue. So that's why we borrow. And if you take 20% upfront, you'll be left with maybe a big gap that you still have to go and borrow.
The Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria Repeal and Reenactment Bill, which seeks to provide, among other issues, the mandatory approval of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria before construction or reconstruction of aerodrome in any airport in the country, also passed second reading. The people of Southern Taraba, through the Deputy Minority Leader of the Senate, Emmanuel Bwacha, commended President Muhammadu Buhari for the commencement of works on the Ibi Bridge in the area. While Senator Matthew Orogide also commended the President and all stakeholders for the transparent and peaceful conduct of the just concluded governorship election in Edo State.
Expression of appreciation of the commencement of work of this bridge. Like I said, the joy cut across political bounds and all religious leaders.
Senator Istifanus Gyang drew the attention of the Senate to the rising attacks on traditional rulers in Plateau State, with the recent killing of a district head in Barkin Ladi local government area, Bulus Shuwang. Senate observed a minute silence in honor of the late Atai Gala Michael Ane Oboni II, as moved in a motion by Senator Jibrin Issa.
And Plateau State needs urgent
attention security-wise.
Urge the Senate to condole with the Igala Kingdom and the governor of Kogi State over the demise of His Royal Highness.
4 hours of the presentation of the Petroleum Industry Bill at Tuesday's plenary. The bill has passed first reading. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
Fiscal planning in the long and short term is necessary as it is an enabler for governments to map out development initiative based on projections. The House of Representatives has given
since 1999, and they are referred to as the ranking members. But we don't have only ranking members, but we also have ranking bills. For instance, the Petroleum Industry Bill was forwarded to the National Assembly since 2007, meaning the bill has been here for over 13 years. And again, the executive arm has forwarded it back to the National Assembly for another round of consideration. And the leadership of the National Assembly is giving some ray of hope that they may bid farewell to this bill this time around.
We will pass this bill speedily. However, we will not sacrifice thoroughness.
Openness in transactions and admission of the private sector into this giant building is the journey that has been on all this while, because it is the financial heartbeat of the nation. Everyone seems detailed in the clauses because the creation of Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited take over the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC), and the establishment of Upstream Regulatory Commission, Midstream Regulatory Commission, and Downstream Regulatory Commission are dominant in the Petroleum Industry Bill 2020.
So open up NNPC. Let investors know what is happening there. Because if I know if I invest SY amount of money, I will get this return from it. I will invest it. But when government is selling crude oil, you don't know the quantity they are selling. Government is telling you about gas, you don't know what they are doing in there. So no reasonable man will put his money there.
By experts' estimation, about $15 million annually is being lost, in the industry on account of lack of investors' confidence in the industry.
They should do the needful. They should make sure that they pass this bill, because the bill will open up. Let me tell you, there is this aspect of NNPC will now become a commercial arms of it will be commercialized, whereby they will also participate and also compete with other oil companies.
Good news for the communities where the flames are coming out from.
The aspect of instituting a trust fund for the management of affairs of these communities, I think is one of the best things that have been addressed.
Contentious issues that led to the withdrawal of presidential assent in the Petroleum Industry Governance Bill by the 8th Assembly were the retention of the 10% of the revenue generated by the Petroleum Regulatory Commission, which was too high, and the whittling down of the powers of the Minister of Petroleum Resources. Debate on the general principles is the next step, and the Petroleum Industry Bill, like a child waiting for his fate to be decided, is in the waiting room. Mie Ogidi, NTA News.
Oh, thank you so much, Amir, for that. A commercial court in London has ordered the release and return to Nigeria of $200 million used as the deposit by the country in the P&ID case. Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, who expressed appreciation to the court, says Nigeria is glad with this victory and indeed other multiple successes recorded in the case so far. He describes the recent judgment as a result of strong commitment and determination of the federal government to tackle fraud, corruption, and non-compliance with due process. In the meantime, 4 newly appointed permanent secretaries have been sworn in to fill existing vacancies in the Federal Civil Service. President Muhammadu Buhari performed the ceremony shortly before the commencement of the Federal Executive Council meeting. Those sworn in were James Saleh from Kaduna State, Ismaila Abubakar Kebbi State, Ibiene Patricia Roberts Rivers State, and Shehu Aliu Shinkafi Zamfara State. This is the second time in the new normal that permanent secretaries were sworn in by the president. 12 others took their oath of office last month. Apart from being the accounting officers in their ministries of posting, permanent secretaries are responsible for managing current issues and problems, as well as generating ideas to support the agenda of their ministries. They are also expected to encourage a climate in which the ministers and ministry staff can work effectively in the implementation of policies and programs of government. The Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Grace Isugekbe, has formally handed over to a new Permanent Secretary as she bows out of service. Anthony Ferguson reports.
A brief and well-choreographed ceremony, the outgoing Permanent Secretary took her successor through the notes as they both signed before the handing and taking over. Deaconess Grace Gekwe said her 3 years as Permanent Secretary in her mother ministry, where she started her career as a cultural officer too, she owed all her career progression to her colleagues and bosses, urging those she is leaving behind to sustain the tempo of cooperation, diligence and dedication to service. The incoming Permanent Secretary, Nebolisa Anako, while congratulating his predecessor for holding forth and doing a good work, he also called for a sustained cooperation.
Data for 3 months on the network with the widest 4G coverage. Airtel, the smartphone network.
The governing board, management and staff of the National Insurance Commission, NICOM, heartily rejoice with the President, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, and the good people of Nigeria as the nation celebrates her 60th independence anniversary. It has been 60 years of grace, uninterrupted political independence, and steady drive towards socio-economic development and growth. The Nigerian insurance sector is proud to be associated with this drive, ensuring lives and property of Nigerians while guaranteeing investments. May this special celebration of our dear country bring further peace and economic prosperity to our dear nation and her citizens. Congratulations. National Insurance Commission announcer.
I'm ahead of the game. We don't almost reach, Abby. Okay. Guys, the mechanic is almost here.
Madam!
So what do you think is wrong?
Madam, no be smart way they worry this your bike. Carburetor and radiator, you don't pafuka. If you want to fix that, 50,000.
I guess I have no choice. Give me size 10 Allen Q. I'm ahead of the game.
But there's a quarter inch play in detention. Madam, the top don't spoil now. You need to buy new one. New one at 16,000.
Thanks for the help, guys. I'll be on my way now. For renting your tools.
Do what you've never done before. Find your first with these mega data plans. Dial *777#.
Detergent that removes 99.9% germs while it cleans. Because germ-free clean is the real clean that we all need. Do your best to protect your family. So Clean Protect.
We dey catchy feelings, we dey cry.
Amaka,
Life is
try.
If you do better thing, you go drive, mama.
Leave that house now.
Stay where you are. You are going nowhere.
For blockbuster movies like this, series and much more, download the Airtel TV app.
Mr. Announcer, you not tell them say this film is still there on top of fire. And you say me, we still the shoot, so.
Download the Airtel TV app from Apple and Android Play Store. Enjoy up to 1.5 gigabyte free data monthly.
Airtel TV by Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration hereby informs the general public that in view of the Guard of Honor and Anniversary Parade holding at the Eagle Square to commemorate 60 years of Nigeria's independence, there will be diversion of traffic around the Eagle Square on Thursday, 1st October 2020, between 5 a.m. and 3 p.m. The diversion will be at the following points: Bullet Junction, Finance Junction, Benway House, DSS Headquarters by Aso Drive, behind Phase 1 of Shehu Shagari Way, Court of Appeal by Goodluck Jonathan Way. Motorists are therefore advised to cooperate with security agencies who will be on ground to direct to alternative routes. Entrance to the venue of the parade is strictly by invitation. Invited guests are to assemble at either Old Parade Ground, Area 10 Garki Abuja, or the Millennium Park, from where they will be transported to the venue of the parade. All persons not invited to the event are advised to stay away from the vicinity of the Eagle Square. Security personnel will be on ground to ensure that no one is allowed to loiter around the restricted area. Olushade Adeshola, Permanent Secretary, Federal Capital Territory Administration, announcer.
In these uncertain times, one thing's certain. We're in this together. So Clean Protect, the antibacterial detergent that removes 99.9% germs while it cleans. Because germ-free clean is the real clean that we all need. Do your best to protect your family. So Clean Protect.
Welcome back. As part of activities commemorating the 60th independence anniversary of the country, President Muhammadu Buhari will broadcast to the nation on Thursday, October 1, 2020 at 7 a.m. All television, radio, and other electronic media outlets are enjoined to hook up to the network services of the Nigerian Television Authority and TV.
A journey in search of electricity supply began in Lagos when the first generating power plant was built in 1896 with a total capacity of 60 kilowatts. By 1929, the Nigerian Electricity Supply Company was established, which was later changed to National Electric Power Authority, NEPA, in charge of generation, transmission and distribution of electricity with a total generation capacity of about 6,200 megawatts from 2 hydro and 4 thermal power plants. However, with the growth in population, poor infrastructure and low revenue, electricity supply remained a scarce commodity for many communities in the country.
The light service is nothing to write about. At times they just bring the light just an hour, they take back the light.
The bill they are bringing for us, but the light is better than before.
The Electric Power Sector Reform Act of 2005, which saw to the establishment of Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission as a regulatory body for the electricity industry, and the Power Holding Company of Nigeria, PHCN, was another attempt in the quest to achieve sufficient electricity supply for sustainable economic growth. Yet, darkness still prides itself in many precincts in the country. Even the privatization of PHCN in 2013, key players say, leaves much to be desired as power supply still hovers around 5,000 megawatts. But it is work in progress as more power projects are ongoing across the generation, transmission and distribution value chain, with many already completed and inaugurated, with a target to provide 11,000 megawatts of power supply by 2021 and 25,000 megawatts by 2025 under the Federal Government Power Sector Recovery Program.
The government have gone far, and like Radinkoa is 100% completed, Kashimbila 100% completed. What is left now is the transmission line that will evacuate. And in the case of Mambila, the government have acquired the land. We have entered a memorandum of understanding with the tribal state government. area survey has been going on, land survey has been going on. Very soon, we hope to give our report to Mr. President so that we can arrange for the groundbreaking.
Nigeria is advancing, Nigeria is approaching industrialization, and there can't be industrialization without power. I assure you that with President Muhammadu Buhari's determination to give us light, and if the momentum continues, we'll have abundant electricity and power.
German-based Siemens is also implementing another program on infrastructural realignment and address challenges of transmission.
The most important thing is that there is still excitement about the opportunities in Nigeria, and foreign investors are willing to come and invest in the power sector.
The Mambila hydropower project is another game changer, expected to deliver 3,050 megawatts to be added on the national grid.
It's quite the biggest initiative and support that any government has shown for power projects in Nigeria.
Key players say though Nigeria is yet to attain energy sufficiency, but with sustained commitment by the present administration, the challenge of epileptic power supply in the country will soon be over. In Abuja, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
Developed democracies have lent credence to the contributions of their legislative arm of government. Nigeria, a country with unpleasant history of military interruptions, also depends on her parliament for democratic deliveries. But there is the big question. With 60 years of independence and 21 years of unbroken democracy, has the Nigerian Senate justified its existence in the nation's bicameral legislature? This report by Ignatius Unquo provides an insight.
The parliament, an institution of government that prides itself as the beacon of democracy, ensuring good governance is a key element in its function. The Nigerian Senate, a significant arm of the Nigerian bicameral legislature, apart from providing equity in legislative representation, has played a visible role in the amendment of the nation's constitution and passage of new laws and appropriation bills. By virtue of its constitutional role and to ensure checks and balance, it sets the machinery of a new government in motion through the confirmation of appointees for the president's cabinet.
And there are even certain positions that can only be removed by a declaration of a majority of the Senate.
The Nigerian Senate, in the last 21 years of unbroken democracy, has passed more than 2,000 bills, cutting across critical aspects of the Nigerian economy. The Universal Basic Education Law, National Health Insurance Scheme, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, and the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission Act, Electoral Act Amendment, the Niger Delta and the Northeast Development Commissions were some of its contributions to governance.
We are the bridge between the Nigerian people and the executive.
The Senate has over the years extended its legislative intervention and focus to the fight against corruption and ensuring public accountability. Its Committee on Public Account has been strategic in this regard.
We take the role of public accounts to its logical conclusion, which is
here, I'm part of this, something that makes everyone proud.
And it is a marriage of 60 years among more than 350 tribes and diverse religions. And for those who have been a witness to this marriage for quite some time, are in nostalgic mood.
I think as a country, when we review our history, there are things we regret. For example, the 1966 coup should not have happened. And then the Civil War, all these are very unfortunate events which we could have done without.
Those military regimes laid new structures and foundations, which we haven't really sat down to say, is this really in the best interest of the country? Like something like a presidential system, something like a Westminster parliamentary system. Is there a way we can coin a Nigerian hybrid that works best for us, that is not so cripplingly expensive?
Forgiveness, in spite of more fractious alternatives, has kept this union this long. But just like a polygamous family of one father, 36 wives, and 774 grandchildren, how to sustain peace is the preoccupation of the leader.
we must try to improve on the practice of democracy in Nigeria, which of course presupposes that we will put in place good governance. And good governance will include justice. It will include inclusiveness. It will include equity, fairness.
60 years of unbroken relationship is quite enviable, but learning from the past to correct the present and plan for the future is the ultimate for more fun-filled marriage. Mayor Ogidi, NTA News.
Now, getting into the spirit of Nigeria's Diamond Jubilee anniversary celebration, let me quickly request you to put on your thinking cap. And the question is, what else do you know about the unique numeric 60? Well, in addition to providing an avenue for assessment of national mood since 1960 and sharing the optimism of brighter future for Nigeria among the people, the mathematical symbol also represents other interesting elements you can actually relate to on independence. Hamza Musa Makarfi reports.
The number 60 encapsulates unique development initiatives in mathematics, science and technology, the arts, and other fields of endeavor Nigeria attained or is aspiring going forward. Although 60 years may just be a short time in the life of the nation, but it is the diamond age, and there are achievements in the struggle for unity, peace and progress worth celebrating, as affirmed in the theme, Together.
This, to me, is a special appreciation to our most precious asset, our people.
A cross-section of people interviewed have their perspective of the number and how it relates to the anniversary.
60 is beyond average. It's above average. I think average is 50, but we are 60, so we are above half.
Personally, I'm not good in maths, but 60 is a unique number. 60 is a special number. 60 will have gone beyond half.
Findings also show 60 is a rational number, expresses abundance, and is polite. Stakeholders say these are important attributes worth exemplifying as a nation. Similarly, 60 is an angelic number related to unselfishness, good relations, and generosity to other people. There are more about understanding 60 and relating it to Nigeria's development.
Regardless of the age of independence. Independence is a bounty from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you become independent of whatever kind of bondage. This is in itself a bounty that you should give praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
One of the significance of 60, when Solomon was moving with his servants, there was a time he was moving and he carried 60 servants. Now he has to do with prosperity, he has to do with advancement. So we are trusting God that in this season of Nigeria experiencing 60, there will be a lot of productivity in the nation.
Stakeholders say together at 60 are expectations of more united, progressive and peaceful Nigeria. From Lafia, Hamza Musa Makarfi, NTA News.
A very educative one there, I must say. President Muhammadu Buhari is rejoicing with Chief Deji Faswan, a retired permanent secretary and development economist, as he turns 89 years. The president, in a statement, lauded his many years of service to the nation, stressing that his commitment has not gone unnoticed, urging the younger generation to emulate him. The president wishes him good health, long life and prosperity. Chief Faswan was born on the 1st of October, which eventually became Nigeria's Independence Day. Nigeria is gradually growing in leaps and bounds in rail transportation network, with its attendant development and socio-economic benefits. Latest to be delivered in the country's rail transportation revolution is the Itakpe-Warri standard gauge rail line, which has come into full commercial operation. In this report, Austin Edmodo chronicles the journey of the new Agbo train station and how it will shape the economic fortunes of the host communities and the country at large.
After more than 3 decades, the Itakpe-Warri railway line has become a reality. Conceived in 1987, the railway line was designed as a cargo line to transport iron ore to Ajokuta and Alaja steel rolling mills and then proceed the steel to the port in Warri. By 2015, the present administration had injected more funds to upgrade the railway line to a multi-purpose railway station for commercial purposes. In July 2020, a test run on the newly delivered coaches
Sensitivity is a short, sharp pain that people experience when they have something hot or cold getting to the nerve of the tooth. If the sensitivity is left alone, it may get worse. Dentists recommend Sensodyne. It's able to calm the nerve of the tooth. The proof's in the results. It works. Sensitivity is a short, sharp pain that people experience when they have something hot or cold getting to the nerve of the tooth. If the sensitivity is left alone, it may get worse. Dentists recommend Sensodyne. It's able to calm the nerve of the tooth. The proof's in the results. It works.
Make a load recharge card, I beg. I don't find the money.
Plenty day to win for the 9 Mobile Mega Millions promo. 1 million naira for one person every day for 90 days. 2 smartphones every hour, every day for 90 days. 10 million naira star price day. New customers just come with side or buy a new line, and we go send you free 1 gigabyte plus 500 naira airtime. So make you the recharge 200 naira or more. Make you for the win.
9 Mobile. Taste is key, and that's how we communicate. Best nourishment in every school. Bama, tasty Bama, share the love. We all together. Bama, tasty, nourishing, scoop it.
For your home. Baygon, take back your home. SC Johnson, a family company.
Save more for later by adding voluntary contributions to your retirement savings account with Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers. Call 012-716,000 to open a Stanbic IBTC pension account today. Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers, a member of Standard Bank Group.
Guess what?
What?
I scored a hat trick today.
Cool.
Wow.
And how did you celebrate?
Just do your hands like this.
And hold your nose like this.
Body odor is caused by germs. That's why you need the new improved Dettol Cool Soap, which protects against 99.9% odor-causing germs with an extra burst of menthol freshness. Dettol, be 100% sure.
Nigeria is turning 60.
And this time, we plan to laud it like never before.
And set the record for the most number of people to sing our national anthem at once.
Come sing with us on this exclusive virtual concert, 1st of October at 10:30 a.m.
Only on the Coca-Cola Nigeria YouTube channel.
Come, let's show the world that we're the proudest nation on the planet.
It's going to be lit.
It's going to be epic.
Arise, O compatriots. Let's rep Nigeria like never before.
See you.
Thanks for staying. The sudden and unfortunate loss of 6 children from the same family in the petrol tanker explosion last Wednesday in Lokoja, Kogi State is still evoking pain and despair in the community. Solomon Ayedehin shared some moments with 2 families mourning the loss of their children, whose lives were cut short on that Black Wednesday.
Yusuf Idris, an Islamic cleric, his cousin Abdullahi Salihu, who works in a local inn, have toiled and struggled hard through life to give their children a befitting education that will start them up in life to be great men in the society. Both of them had on Wednesday, the 23rd of September 2020, prepared their children for school after the usual early morning prayer and house chores.
I give them transport money to go to school.
After traveling some meters, the unexpected happened.
The 6 children, amidst others, lost their lives in the petrol tanker explosion.
The news of the incident dashed hopes, giving way to despair, tears, and sorrow.
My cousin brother is 4. My own is 2. My prayers is day of judgment. May God give them paradise.
Wednesday, a day that I will never forget, a day that will never clean in my face.
Just down the road.
To take care of these issues, but unfortunately for us, up till now, nothing has been done for the takeoff of Hyperdeck.
For now, stakeholders say solution of resettlement being proposed for these communities is far from reach due to lack of funds. Dauda Mohammed, NTA News.
In another story, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development has reiterated its commitment towards the establishment and successful take-off of the National Senior Citizen Center, aimed to provide trainings and opportunities to develop productive activities for senior citizens. This is to commemorate the International Day of Older Persons, celebrated every 1st October. Permanent Secretary Alhaji Nur Al-Ali, representing the Minister Sadia Umar Farouk, says older persons play a significant role in society as leaders, custodians of tradition and role models, and deserve to be treated with respect, patience and dignity, even as the world battles the coronavirus.
Persons at greater risk. They are not only more prone to the disease, but also face physical, psychological and financial abuse. To this end, this year's International Day of the Older Persons is highlighting the role of healthcare workers in the care and health of older persons, with special recognition of the nursing profession. It is also focusing on the role of women, who are often undervalued and inadequately compensated.
Older persons have not been looked after properly, because if the world had been sensitive to the plight of older persons in looking after them to raise their immunities through proper care, medical attention, and encourage them to live a healthy life, the world will not have experienced the pandemic that we have just gone through.
This year's theme, pandemics, do they change how we address age and aging? Stakeholders believe is apt in building an all-inclusive and safe society, especially for senior citizens. And we'll take you to Lagos. In a matter of weeks, a section of the Eko Bridge, which has been shut for about 7 months, will be reopened to traffic. This is coming as cheering news to motorists whose endless battle with gridlock have been worsened by the partial closure of the third mainland bridge. And we have Dotun Ogunyemi with that.
The Costain roundabout is a busy spot as commercial bus operators and articulated trucks make navigating the road even more difficult for motorists. Another factor that contributes to the traffic situation was the closure of a section of the Eko Bridge, which is gradually nearing completion.
I like the fact that they are trying to do that Eko Bridge. I appreciate it.
To mainly
It is a painstaking effort on the part of the contractors, which has been met by competency.
Back in March this year, precisely on the 10th, the federal government shut down the Eco Bridge to enable it to carry out necessary repair works on this damaged section of the bridge. And in that period, a lot of work has been carried out on the bridge, especially with the jacketing of the bridge, which has now enabled the contractors to be able to lift up the bridge to change the bearings. What is now left is to change the expansion joints.
The worn out expansion joint had already been removed. We will place the new one by next week, tentatively. Before the end of October, we are going to open the Eco Bridge to traffic.
Aside the bridge repairs, the drainage channels along the road and other areas in the state are also being desilted. The Federal Controller of Works also disclosed an impending full closure of the Third Mainland Bridge. He noted that details of the closure will be made known to the public as soon as plans are concluded. In Lagos, Dotun Okunyemi, NTA News.
To a bit on security now, the Directorate of Defense Media Operations, DMO, says several terrorists have been neutralized and their hideouts and logistic structures destroyed by the Air Task Force of Operation Lafia Dole at Tumbuma Baba, one of the island settlements on the fringes of the Lake Chad in Borno State, which served as a logistics hub for Islamic State of West Africa Province ISWAP elements. A statement by DMO Coordinator Major General John Enenche. The airstrikes were executed on 29th of September 2020 on the ongoing subsidiary Operation Hailstorm 2. Human intelligence reports indicated that several ISWAP fighters and some of their leaders had converged in some structures concealed under the thick vegetation of the area, preparing to launch an attack, but Nigerian Air Force fighter jets and helicopter gunships engaged the location, killing several terrorists and destroying their structures. In the meantime, Nigerian Air Force fighter
It's ICT, mechatronics, facility technology, electronics and computer networking, or culinary studies. A certificate at MSTC is the way of the future. And just like me, there he is. Everyone will want you to
tattoo like football on Top Go TV. So they him forget say him be best man for him party wedding. Amaka disappoint Bobo all because of football. Kola and the family supposed come out, but then gas change plans because for this new football season, Go TV get correct football action will make sense. Get Go TV decoder will come with 1 month Go TV Max subscription for only 9,500 naira. Go TV, live it, love it.
Live, showing on the NTA network this Saturday from 12 noon. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Axis Bank and Bye-Bye Jebu.
Great to have you back. Lagos State Government, in partnership with the organized private sector, has launched 5 billion naira post-coronavirus recovery support capital for education sector to support low-cost private schools across the state in mitigating the negative impact of the pandemic at the Lagos House, Ikeja. Nusa Osula reports.
The loan will be facilitated through the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund and will be given to schools and vocational education centers across the state. Governor Sanwo-Olu explained that the intervention was part of the state government's sustainable solutions to limit the socio-economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on both residents and businesses.
The numbers, the prognosis before we got into the full-blown COVID couple of months back, the prognosis was not very good. It was
Tamara Ibiwe takes a look at spectators and sports amidst COVID-19.
From time immemorial, sporting activities have attracted large crowds to stadia across the world. Some of the highest attendances include 350,000 spectators at the motorsports event in 2016 in Indiana, USA. The TPC Scottsdale Stadium course, a golf facility in Arizona, USA, recorded 719,179 spectators, its highest ever in February 2018. The most followed sports, football, is not left out, with Estadio Maracanã in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, recording 199,854 spectators in 1950. These illustrate the notion sporting competitions are incomplete without spectators.
Without the crowd, football, it looks like a dull moment. The players don't have enough morale.
When you have the spectators and the fans around, they cheer you up a lot, and it really makes you want to do more. But not having them around is a bit difficult for us, but we don't have choice due to the pandemic.
When the goals are scored, do you see how they celebrate? They don't celebrate the normal way. If goals are scored, you see the crowd jumping, riding the goal, and everybody's happy.
When you come and you don't see them, it's almost like, what's happening here? In fact, we get some of our stories as sports journalists from fans. So when they are not there, it's like, it's almost like a -1.
Since the outbreak of coronavirus on December 31, 2019, that later became a pandemic, the world has been shaken by the sudden turn of events as regards the two. Many competitions were outrightly cancelled, while some were postponed indefinitely. The gradual reopening of sports across the world has seen spectators as the worst hit, though most events have restarted, but without the much heralded spectators, who serve as additional glamour to sporting events. There's a ray of hope for spectators, as some football leagues and competitions across the world are now allowing limited number of spectators into the stadia. The big question on the lips of many ardent sports lovers is, are we going to see this in Nigeria anytime soon? Tamara Ibiwe, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has commiserated with the government and people of the state of Kuwait over the death of the Emir, Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah. In a statement from the State House, President Buhari acknowledged the diligence of the late 15th Emir of the Gulf nation towards peace and stability in the region, while congratulating the new Emir, Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah. The president urges him to build on the legacies of his predecessor and deepen the existing relationship between Nigeria and Kuwait. And before we go, let's take a look at the weather prospects for Thursday.
You're welcome. For Thursday, thunderstorms activities are expected over the coastal region and the southeast inland to affect places like Ikom, Obudu, Enugu, and Imo, while to the southwest inland, it is expected to experience cloudiness. Morning thunderstorms are also anticipated over Niger, Kwara, Nasarawa, parts of Abuja, Adamawa, and Taraba axis, while most cities within the north and central should be cloudy in the morning. And as the day progresses, there are better prospects of isolated thunderstorms activities across the northern region, while the central cities have chances of thunderstorms and rains over parts of Jos, Abuja, Kwara, Niger, and Kogi. To the southern cities, moderate rains should be experienced across most cities within the region. Now let's see how these weather activities would affect temperatures of the day. Thanks for watching.
Well, with the weather outlook, we conclude News Extra for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I am Fatima Umar Buba. Happy 60th Independence Anniversary.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you in your living room, office, everywhere and anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Freeview UK channel 264, or you can download www.visiontv.co.uk. App for iOS or Android, Intelsat 901 degree east. You can also see us on Facebook and
Hello and welcome to another interesting time on Executive Discuss. I am Ololade Adeniji Adele. Today we're here at the chambers of Kayode Ajulo and Co. Castle of Law to meet a man who cut his teeth quite early in the legal profession, having prosecuted a lot of top-notch cases. He is a philanthropist and there are so many other sides to him. Why not come with me as we meet the man, Kayode Ajulo. On this week's episode of the show, we have a guest with us here someone who cut his teeth at a very, very early age in the field of law. He has won so many cases. He's had great representations for individuals, for organizations at the top-notch level of the legal profession. He is the Mayegun Are Ona Kakanfo and the Ba Mofinlewe of Akureland. Please join me as we make welcome Barrister Olukayode Ajulo.
Thank you very much.
How are you, sir?
I'm very okay. Are you?
I'm very well too. Thank you for allowing us into your space.
My pleasure.
Hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch NTA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet and phone. Log on to visiontv.co.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTAI. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile devices to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International, your window to the world.
Now, you're a man that I find particularly interesting because really you caught your teeth in the legal profession at a very, very young age. A lot of people will think, oh, where is it coming from? Maybe you should take us through for the purpose of our viewers. Growing up, what was it like for you?
Well, like every other kid, I grew up with my parents. I'm lucky about that. I didn't come from a broken home. And I'm not saying this just to spite some people. And my parents, they're hardworking. Let me say they're middle class, let me put it, because my father happened to be even an employer of another organization. He was a bookseller. Interestingly, again, my mom too happened to be a bookseller. So one thing I do tell people is this: I grew up in the midst of books. Books always seem to be my companion, and that's why when you look at this office, you saw shelves everywhere. It is more like you want reminiscence and remember as you go. Even I do tell people that sometimes you sleep in one of the shelves and you woke up and you be playing with books. So that has been how the life has been. I went to school the way everybody has been going, not nursery school or all these top-notch, let me use your word, top-notch, nursery, primary. I went to very simple school, always Anglican school. You know, then Anglicans seem to have all the public school. And then I went to the college too. I went to Aquinas College in Akure. Then from there, I went to University of Jos. I have my first degree in Jos. I have my second degree in Jos. And then my third degree, that is my PhD, that's doctorate. I did that in United Kingdom. And I started to the law practice like every other person. And unfortunately, like I do tell people, I'm not one who can say, oh, this is where I did it quite well. But at least one has been able to be with some of the best lawyers in this country. They mentioned the types of Chief Afe Babalola, Chief G.O.K. Ajayi, Dr. Tunji Abayomi, Falana of this world, and one way or the other can fire me because, you know, it's like if you set out this is what you want to be, do this is what you want to do, you look around for those you know that can mentor you, that you want to be like. You have to attract yourself with them. You have to take their step. The way they do it, you have to do it. And I think that is what I exactly did then, and now we're here.
We're here. Now, looking at, you know, your background, which you've told us as quickly as possible here, I'm wondering, is it because you were born in books that made you go into law, or what influenced you to go into the legal profession?
Well, honestly, till now, I'm yet to even really know. Because then I remember we were young, of course, I argued a lot. Of course, and you know then in the days, once you argue, you want to be a lawyer, and I never believed that because as I argued, I stammered too. That what many people did not really know. I have a stutter speech. And I remember that my mom used to tell me that, oh, that law, because to her, she believed it is more or less some people don't want you to relate. So she will keep on saying, whether you stammer or whether you stutter, you must certainly be a lawyer. But I need to tell you this. Something changed your mind, because I remember my dad then seemed to be the titular head, the main, of course, that for such a young lad, I'm talking about 6, my dad seemed to be the only thing I can see. But I remember there was a day, one of his customers came to the shop, and you need to see the way my father was revering him, even going on his fall. Wow. I was trying to say, oh, who is this? And funny enough, we share the same name. His name is Coyote. Was wearing bow tie, looking dandy, looked too much. And at the end of the day, my dad told me that he's a lawyer, he's a justice, and that's Justice Coyote Asho. And to me, it's like I found what I want. And all that time, even in my school, the only thing I've not been able to do is to change to add a short to my name. Because if anybody should ask me, what's your name? Oh, I'm Coyote Asho. So I think I started through that way. And of course, Justice Coyote Asho, you need to meet him. The lasting impression will be there. Until today, that has been what I just felt that if my father can so revere this, you know, then I didn't know that once you're a judge, you have to be revered, even no matter what. If my father can go so low to respect this man, yes, that is what I would like to. That is exactly what I would like to be. But unfortunately, I'm not a judge, because I don't think I'm cut out for that. But I'm a lawyer.
In the legal profession, what has your experience been like? What has life been as a lawyer, especially considering the fact that you've been known to prosecute, some A-list, cases?
Well, I want to tell you, I want to say that maybe thanks to Providence and to the Almighty God, some things you find it within your lap without even asking for it. I remember that when I'm about to go for my service, I was lucky. Let me use the word lucky, that I found myself with Ministry of Justice, and that's Federal Ministry of Justice Abuja, of interim committee of student union. So through that, of course, you come across virtually all the main civil society institutions, the campaign for democracy, the Nigerianity movement, and all. And that is even where I first met Dr. Tunji Abayomi. If you remember, that was when during the military we were all fighting for the enthronement of democracy. Then nobody has this opportunity to really able to know who is genuine or who is not genuine. So everybody, since we have a common goal, we seem to have a common enemy. But unfortunately, my experience recently has really changed my perspectives about it. Many people that you see today talking about human rights seem to be doing it for selfish end. I think it's hard to be with passion. Even sometimes you use your money. Why some of us may choose to use our money, our resources to do that. Some do all this just for the sake of, because they're looking for donors to send some money to them from